Welcome back, Benoni here again, bringing you the action straight from the battlefield of Bannerlord. Formed up, let's begin. So starting off straight away, we are moving out as the yellow cavalry comes straight into our back lines. No one's there to protect the archers right at the back, and we have no choice but to fall back and regroup the entire army again as the yellows cause a bit of early chaos to us. So here we are regrouping now as the enemy come down from the hills. The archers are getting some revenge volleys over at the now retreating cavalry of the yellows as we move forward towards the enemy line of infantry. Both teams' cavalries are on the flank as the shield walls get ever closer to one another. The BRE on one side and a couple of clans. There's the yellow cavalry again in the distance, circling us, waiting for another chance to strike as we charge in. Order for charge is given, the men are smashing in, cavalry are taking their opportunities now to attack the exposed flanks of the now engaged infantry. Yellow, red cavalry from both sides as the Valandian civil war continues. Yeah, I go straight down to Titan. Takes me out just as I was explaining. And look at that battlefield. Absolute chaos. Archers on both sides firing volleys into the mix. Moving straight on to the next round, my friends. Here we go, another line for us to charge into, protecting some archers behind as the rest of our forces try and catch up to take out this exposed line. They're on their own, so we take that chance to get them. Spears thrusting, swords slashing, axes hacking. As the yellow cavalry comes in from behind, but there must have been a call because we all turn around in time with our spears and they're forced to spread out. The rest of the yellow infantry should already be here, but they are not, and we have taken this opportunity to attack the solo unit. And here they come now. All of us glancing behind us as they come in. There's a lot of them, but we have the numbers as we've had that opportunity to take out one unit already. But here they come, wanting revenge from their comrades as we fight backwards with spears, with swords, with axes, with maces. I take a spear jab, but I am not out the fight yet. It's 56-39. The yellows are dwindling numbers, but they're not out the fight just yet. Or are they? They still have some archers in the background firing, but there's not a lot they're doing at this point of the game, and they will be easy pickings for the cavalry. Now the infantry is taken out of the picture. 43-29. I think this is the nail in the coffin for yellows as we move on to the next round. Here we are formed up at the bottom of a hill. The yellows pitch their tents up there nicely as arrows rain down with a much more advantageous position than we are. Our bowmen, with the safety of our shields, are firing volley after volley. Beautiful, beautiful arrow. This is a skirmish phase at the moment. As arrow shafts are exchanged on either side. It's 80 Bretonians versus 97 of the yellow Valandians. And this skirmish phase goes on for quite some time as the arrow quivers, as the arrows in the quivers start to empty, leaving no choice but for both sides to eventually engage. Look at all those arrows in the shields. And here we go, moving forward. Some enemy are moving around to the left hand side, but the Kingdom of Portland are making the main wall. And looks like the majority of our infantry are hitting this wall here in front of us. Like a brick wall it is. All of the infantry is now engaged. A couple of archers still firing as the battle commences. Brutal. Beautiful. Carnage. A bit of team damage there. Good thing we're wearing red today because the blood will stain our clothes. I would say the main score at the moment at the top is 4-2. I would ignore that because the first couple of rounds there's a couple of technical issues on this one. So it's not really a good depiction of a good signifier of what is actually happening. It looks like we are on the back foot. 29 versus 60. They've got double our number as we are the ones who charged up the hill, but we are now walking back down it as I go down. Great game, great game. Awesome skirmish phase. And here they are finishing us off as we move into now the next round. This time they are taking the top of the hill once again, and we are quick to head over to it and form up to hopefully not give them the chance. Our cavalry are going up already to displace their formations probably as the rest of us come up. Here we all are. 91 of us against their 98. A lot of soldiers on the field. Almost 200. A cavalryman goes down. A giant shield wall on the left-hand side, but our entire force seems to be heading right, away from the main fight. Again, there seems to be some separated units here. The yellow cavalry is in our rear. And here comes this fall. We're all watching our backs. They're coming. We ain't going to be able to hold this on our own. But if we can delay for the rest of our team to finish off the rest of them and come to our aids. But they are pushing hard. There was a lot of them in that shield wall. Two-handers are flailing overhead. 200 swords, I mean. The shrub is getting in the way, but we are fighting tooth and nail. 73 versus 74. It is very even now, very even. We brought it back to an even standing. But we are getting a few more deaths on the red side, the Bretonnian side. I don't know quite what's going on at the rest of the battlefield. I've got tunnel vision at this point, just trying to survive, fighting. Cavalry again seems to be chaotically running around the outskirts of the battle, looking for the exposed flank of any infantryman or archer, the preferred target of any cavalryman. And there's quite a few on me at the moment as they get off to about a 14-player lead at the moment. The Yellows doing very well this game, very well. They took advantage of our exposed flank and they are certainly exposing it for what it is, a weakness. 18-33. It's not looking too good for us. I'm almost surrounded. I take one with me. I take another. I forgot about that. And I fight on. A couple of my comrades with me. But the numbers of the yellows are dwindling. I mean the reds are dwindling far too quickly as I try to run away and get taken down from behind. The next round, here we go. That's the archers you see in the far distance with the round shield as the main infantry of the Bretonnians are moving up the field. There's a large unit on our left. And then we have the centre infantry with their bowmen behind. Arrows are firing overhead. There's a lot of arrows firing overhead. But we are closing the gap quickly. They're reeling back slightly. Are they thinking twice about wanting to take us on? Looks like the left hand side are coming straight for us. What are we going to do? It's the Kingdom of Portland on the left. And the infantry on the far right is engaging. We are reeling back slightly. The yellow cavalry is around the outskirts. And we are being quite defensive here on the left flank. Probably holding this left flank for the rest of our team to fight that main infantry unit. And the fighting is well and truly on the way as I see cavalry in the distance just absolutely slaying people as they charge on through the melee. It must be a good time to be a cavalryman in a game like this. I go down early to a team kill. Gwynblade! Oh, I have to remind him of that one. 74 versus 72. An extremely close game, but look at this. Beautiful. Absolute chaos. Everyone dying and fighting like heroes. 66-56. A wide open view. As the grass is stained red for the crows and carrion. 48-42. It's still quite close. The yellows are dwindling. A little bit faster, I may say. A couple of archers in the distance on both sides. 40 versus 32. Vardes goes down. And for the first time in a long time, the battle actually kind of ends and they separate. It's 26 versus 16. Not looking good for the yellows, but it's very interesting to see a fight actually separate like that. Where two groups will then regroup and then charge again. It happens very rarely. So it's nice to see. Although I do believe the Reds have got this one with the significant numbers, cavalry and archers support. Well done. Good game. Here's Sigmund. Moving on now to the last round. Beautiful volley. This is the last round. Another beautiful volley. It's so cool. You can't get bored of looking at those. And it looks like the archers are now with us as we are pushing up as one giant unit, our cavalry in the far back. But the entire Bretonnians are in one large clump of infantry. Look at that. It's like 4 deep. Arrows soaking up the shields, soaking up the arrows. So our cavalry have moved over to the far left hand side. Enemy shields and cavalry are popping over the brow of the hill as we move up as a unit. The cavalry are being told to charge as well. All of us, one big strike of the hammer. This is the final round, and the final round is the moral victory, if anything. Our cavalry are moving on the right hand side. And it looks like we are moving to take out this right unit first to stop that flank that keeps happening every round, that flank. All too familiar though, where they take us one way and the rest of us seem to go another. Or at least slightly, but we are still as quite a big clump as the yellows come in from all sides. But we are certainly pushed that right flank, we've certainly pushed them away. Giving them a lot of pressure. We just need to hold this rear for the rest of our forces to come down. And there you go, you can see a bit of a battle line down my right. I go down early. It's 81 versus 71. The favour is in the Bretonnians at the moment. The Reds, our bowmen seem to be fully intact in the distance. No cavalry harassing them. That could be their downfall. Archers are extremely deadly if left alone, but almost extremely useless if taken out early, because they are hard to defend themselves. Look at them, our archers are moved to the top of the hill, probably going to shoot down. That's happened before. 47 versus 41. The yellows need to be careful. I can't see many cavalry working together. Most cavalry seem to be on their own. A lot of spread units, but it looks like the majority of the yellows are here on the right hand side, and the reds are forming up a little bit on the left. 37 versus 28. The yellows are 10 behind. It's looking like the Reds are pretty happy with this round. 37 versus 24. The gap widening as Edwin Fulkir goes down. Vardez goes to get revenge. Cavalryman nearly does it for him. And the second one does. Great game, guys. Great. I hope you enjoyed this one. We have so many of these great battles. If you want to get involved, look at the details in the description. You really need to be in a clan, though. Anyway, guys, give me a subscribe if you want to watch more of these. I just want to show you as well, look at all the cavalry there was on the red side. They took the absolute scoreboard, and especially my man K at the top. 31 kills, very nice. Glory to the Empire.